In this video, we're going to have a look at how to find the missing sides on similar shapes using the scale factor. So in this first example, I want to find the value of x and the value of y in the diagram. And we are told that both triangles are similar. So we don't need to worry about proving that they're similar. We can go straight ahead and calculate the value of x and the value of y. And before we can calculate those values, we need to calculate the scale factor of the two triangles. To calculate scale factor, I need to find a set of corresponding sides where I know the measurement of. So I can identify corresponding sides are PQ and ST. And I've got the measurement of both PQ and ST, so I can use those two sides to calculate my scale factor. So to work out scale factor, first step is to write the formula. So scale factor equals the image length divided by the original length. And because they haven't told us what is the image or what is the original length, I can go ahead and decide to make the second triangle my image. So my scale factor calculation is going to be 6 divided by 3, which is equal to 2. So now that I know my scale factor, I can proceed to calculate the value of x and the value of y. Now, in order to be able to do that, I need to identify the corresponding sides remaining on my two triangles. So PR is going to be corresponding to RT, and QR is going to be corresponding with RS. So now that I've identified those remaining corresponding sides, I can go ahead and have a look at how to calculate the value of x. So the value of x is going to be the length of the corresponding side times the scale factor. So x is going to equal to 1.5, being the corresponding side, times the scale factor. So 1.5 times 2, which is going to equal 3. So the value of x is going to equal 3. Now I need to calculate the value of y. This time I am going from the bigger shape or the image shape down to the smaller shape or the original shape. So this time I need to locate the corresponding side on the image and divide it by the scale factor. So y is going to equal 8 divided by the scale factor, which is equal to 8 divided by 2, which is going to equal 4. So the value of y is equal to 4. So a rule you can remember to help you work out whether you need to times or divide by the scale factor is that if you're going from the original object to the image object, you need to times by the scale factor. Or if you are going from the image object to the original object, you need to divide by the scale factor. If you can remember those two rules or those two guidelines, it will help you work out whether you need to multiply or divide when doing your calculation to find the missing variable. So let's have a look at a second example. So in our second example, we want to calculate the value of x using the two triangles, assuming that they are similar shapes. So the first step is to calculate the scale factor that applies to the two triangles. So I need to identify a set of corresponding sides that I have the measurement to. So on my first triangle, it's going to be 6.1, and on my second triangle, it's going to be 10.6. So I have identified my set of corresponding sides. And before I go ahead and calculate the scale factor, I'm just going to write on that I'm going to make the first triangle my original and the second triangle my image. So now that I've done that, I can go ahead and calculate my scale factor. And the first thing I need to do when calculating the scale factor is to write down the formula. So image length divided by original length. So that is going to equal 10.6 divided by 6.1. I'm going to round that to a scale factor of 1.74. So now that I know my scale factor, I can go ahead and calculate my value for x. And with my value for x being on my first triangle or my original triangle, then I am going to need to divide the corresponding side from my image object by the scale factor. So that corresponding side is going to be 5.4, which corresponds to x. So x is going to equal 5.4 divided by the scale factor, which is going to equal 5.4 divided by 1.74, which is going to give me a value equal to 3.1. So I know that the value of x on my first triangle is going to equal 3.1.